is John Henry. The title is Tollgate Canyon. Tollgate Canyon, John Henry.
Well, I thought I was ready for the winters here in Utah, coming from Minnesota. Because you know it gets pretty cold there, down to -20 in the summer. But my wife Gert and the kids Oli and Lena were just determined to come live in the mountains here. But a lot of guys were saying that the Tollgate Canyon was a beautiful place to live. And that's up there near Bondship, if you know where that is. Well, I started getting concerned. Then I had to shovel my way in September. But coming from Minnesota, I didn't think too much of it because we get the fair share of snow up there, you know. But then the neighbors started coming around, and the first one asked, "Do you have a snowmobile?" Well, I didn't bring a snowmobile with me. And the next guy, he says, "Do you have one of them snowcats? You know them things they groom the ski runs with up in the ski resorts?" And I says, "Well, you know, Lars Jorgensen had one up near Duluth, you know, but I don't have no snowcat." And then they said, "Do you have spikes on your tires?" And I thought, "Well, you mean the studded tire type deals, right?" And he said, "No, you've got to have spikes on your tires." And they pose out these things like this big they put on their tires up there, Tollgate. Well, I woke up the other day and it snowed so much up there that I had to shovel my way out of the house and up to get to daylight. And then I realized why they have them third-story doors under houses up there without no decks on them, so they can walk straight out onto the snow. Well, we have this hill up there in Tollgate, you know, and the Parley's Canyon, I think it's like a 6-degree grade hill there. But our hill up in Tollgate is a 54%. And in the summertime, you need a 4-wheel drive and a jetpack to get to the top. And that's before any of the snow and such comes down. Well, coming down that hill isn't hard in the winter because the snow gets as high as the ceiling here, and you can just bounce off the side like a bowling ball in a kiddie lane. But going up, like I was trying to do this morning after the graveyard shift, going up, you got to have the spikes on your tires, and I was going a good 100 miles an hour to get up this hill. And if you don't make it, you slide backwards, and it turns into a 10-mile luge course. And on top of that, this morning, the mother of all snowblowing machines was coming up after me. There's this thing up there, you can't leave anything on the road up there, because you'll just find it all chewed up on in the ditch in the spring, like my neighbor's pickup. Well, he's coming up behind me, right? And I've started sliding backwards. And so I turned to my car and stuck the tail of my car into the side of the road to stop. And thankfully, the driver was sober this time. And he stopped and he chained up onto my vehicle, and I got 2 or 3 of them snowcats, and they pulled me all the way to the top of the hill and all the way over to my house. But I didn't know it was my house, because all I could see was snow up there. And the driver must have seen the blank stare onto my face, and he hands me some sticks of dynamite, and he says, "You can clear your driveway and find your house with this." And a lot of guys would just think you're doing avalanche control. Well, I never used dynamite before. And the next thing I know, I'm landing outside the building here, and this guy named Don comes up and he says, "It looks like you have a story to tell." And so Don, that's my story.